Today I'll be teaching you how to create the logo for Subway, as in like the sandwich place, in Gimp. This was actually a request, so please, if you can't figure out how to do something Gimpish, drop me a comment on my channel or on one of my videos. So your finished product will look something like this. As you can see, it looks like the Subway logo, except it's your customized, personalized text. And I'm using Cayenne because that was requested, A, and B because it's about the right length, which is 6 or 7 letters. 6 is probably preferable, but it's not really a big deal. So now you want to open up Gimp. I already have mine open. And click File New to create a new image. And I'll just use the default size settings, which is 640 by 400 pixels. And you want to take your text tool, which looks like a big A, and type the first half of your text. So for me, it would be C-A-Y in all caps, capital letters. It's important, or else it wouldn't really look even slightly close to the other one. And what you want to do is you want to set the size way up. I'm using like 150 for mine, and the A to B with this little bracket underneath, that's the spacing between your letters. So you want to set that to about -2, as I have it. Now you want to go Layer, Auto Crop Layer, and what this does is it removes everything from the layer. It basically slices it down to the size that is exactly needed. No extra pixels at all. Now you want to take your shear tool, which looks something like a window being opened almost, and click inside your text, and set the shear magnitude X in this little pop-up dialog to about -35, say. Something like that, just to give it an artificial italics look. Now in your Layers dialog, which can be opened by going to Windows, Dockable Dialogs, Layers, you want to right-click on your text layer and click Alpha to Selection. What this does is it selects everything on your layer that's not transparent. Now you want to click Select Grow, and grow by about 2 pixels. And take your Fill Bucket tool, and in the tool options, you want to set it to Fill Hole Selection, so that you don't need to click every individual letter. It just speeds things up. And click inside your selection, and then click Select None. And what this does is it basically just curves the edges of our text. So now if we go Layer to Image Size, then our text has curved edges. So now basically what you want to do is repeat this, except with the last half of your word. So for me it would be E-N-N-E, and I'll just do that and be right back. Like the exact same way, just repeat it with more letters, on a different layer, remember. Well, I'm back, and as you can see I've done the exact same thing with my last half of the letters. So now in my Layers dialog I have 3 different layers, 2 halves of my word, and a background. Little tip that I discovered that I had made a little mistake last time that could make this turn out better is before you fill in, or before you alpha to selection and grow, is by going layer to image size, so that as you can see on my C, the top is kind of flattened because the layer stopped there and you couldn't fill it in. So next time you might want to try that, or you might want to go up back. It's your choice. Basically, now that we're done that, we want to just again layer, auto crop layer, both of your text layers, layer, auto crop layer, so that it's only the exact size that you need. You want to take your alignment tool, which looks like a white rectangle with 4 black arrows coming out of it. Click on one half of your text, and then select your other half in the Layers dialog. Then in the tool options, you want to click on the relative to, you want to set it as relative to active layer, and click these 2 arrows. Well, I know there's a lot of 2 arrows, but this one that's highlighted blue that I'm clicking right now. So what this does is it sets them on the same level, so they're the same, well, same verticalness, I guess. they're horizontal and parallel and all of that stuff. So basically just you want to get them lined up correctly, and that's what the alignment tool does. So now on your layers dialog, you want to right click on the N, the last part of your word, and click alpha selection once more. Okay, now you want to go layer to image size again, and you want to go select grow by 1 pixel, and what this does is it obviously grows our selection a little bit. You want to click your fill bucket tool and set your foreground color to something like F0CE00. Basically just this yellowish orangish color, or you can choose your own. This is the last yellow color in the word. So you want to click inside your selection. Then if you set the background as invisible by clicking this eye, you'll notice when you click select none, that has a bit of a white outline around the edge. So what you want to do is, sorry, I'll just undo that. What you want to do is you want to click select shrink by 1 pixel, select invert, edit clear, select none. And what this does is it just removes that white border and puts us back to the size that we like, which is the one we had before originally. Now to make the arrows. So you want to create a new layer by clicking this page icon. Make sure it's transparent, click OK. And you want to take your rectangle tool and click and drag, and while you're dragging you want to hold shift, and what this does is it gives you a square, a perfect square, which is what we want for our arrow. So drag something about that and set your foreground color to black by clicking this. This sets black and white as a background color, and in your bucket, with your bucket fill tool, click inside the selection to fill it in with black. Now click select none and layer, auto crop layer, which again just sizes down the layer. Layer, transform, rotate. Oops, sorry. No, you take your rotate tool, click on the layer, and rotate by -45 degrees. Or actually, I guess it could be regular 45 degrees, it doesn't really matter. Just rotate by some form of 45 degrees, and you want to take your rectangle tool and select exactly or as close to half as you can, and click edit, cut, select none. So now basically we have this obtuse triangle here, and this will be the base for our what do you call it, our arrow coming out of the E. And you want to, with your rectangle select tool, select the size of this. Holy cow, I think I'm right on. Yeah, the exact size of the end letter. So if your last letter is E, then you want to select right where the arrow is coming off of. So that's, for me, this top line of the E. On a new layer, transparency, fill it in with black, select none, and then with your move tool, which looks like 4 arrows, you want to move it right over to your triangle so that it creates an arrow. Then you can just merge down that layer, and you have an arrow over here. Now you want to take this arrow, and in the layers dialog you want to hit this double image icon to duplicate it, and the top layer, which is the duplicate, you're going to click this eye to make it invisible. We just need to save this for later. Now with the original copy, you want to move it into place right on the edge of your